Transnet has concluded a 3-year wage deal with majority union UNTU.
It's backdated until the 1st of April. The process, mediated by the Commission for Conciliation, Mediation and Arbitration, immediately ends the industrial action by UNTU members. The deal sees staff getting a 6% increase in basic wages in the first year, 5.5% in the second year and 6% in the third year.
They will also receive an increase in the medical aid subsidy and housing allowance. The company's priority is now to clear backlogs at ports and the rail system, prioritizing urgent and time-sensitive cargo. UNTU members account for almost 54% of bargaining unit employees at Transnet.
The agreement applies to all bargaining unit employees, including those who are not members of UNTU. Well, Cobus van Vuuren is UNTU's General Secretary. He joins us now. Mr. van Vuuren, thank you very much. So does this mean the strike is over? And does it mean that SATAWU, members of the other union, SATAWU, also have to return to work?
Good evening and good evening to the viewers. So from UNTU's side, we have accepted the offer and our members will return to work. However, if SATAWU chooses to stay out on strike, they can do so for as long as what they want to.
All right, so it has no bearing on them because you are the majority union. I understand you have more than 50% of those members who were on strike. So does this mean Transnet, even with your members, can start getting back to normal?
Yeah, so we've got 54%, approximately 54% representativity within Transnet. Our members will be returning to work in full force as from tomorrow, and even if only our members return to work, Transnet will be able to become more operational, and the backlog in the ports and rails would be able to be cleared.
All right, but we're understanding that the backlog will take a while to clear.
Yeah, the strike has had a tremendous impact on the ports, and there is a tremendous backlog that is built up in the ports. However, our members are committed to once again do their best, do their hardest, and work as hard as what is necessary to continue and clear the backlog in the ports and also on the rails.
Mr. van Vuuren, was the strike worth it? There have been people who have been alarmed by the economic impact. We even spoke to a labour analyst who said, what about the workers in other sectors, the mining sector, saying it's losing almost 10 billion a day, the agricultural sector, already facing huge issues, now faced with this. And we know that the agricultural sector is a huge employer. Was it worth it given the economic impact and the potential impact on other workers in other sectors?
You know, strike is always deployed as an absolute last resort by labour. If you look at where we started these wage negotiations, Transnet opening position was 1%. So cost of living at that point in time was running at 7.6%. So for our members, as a last resort, they had to embark on strike action so that the increase that they eventually achieved is more CPI aligned than what it was. So 1% is very far off from 6%. So for the UNTU members and for the Transnet employees, they have had to do this so that they can get an increase that is aligned with the increased cost in living. We've maintained that any increase that is not aligned to the cost of living increase will only further impoverish our people. And yes, we understand that the strike has had a massive economic impact on the country. And as a responsible union, although it is not what we started fighting for, we said CPI aligned, we're not far off. Our members has decided that it is a reasonable enough offer to accept. We're not blind to the fact that it's had an impact on the economy, and we believe we're doing the responsible thing to cut this strike short and to return to work so that the economy can start rebuilding itself, and to prevent further impact on the economy and possible and potential job losses.
Can you confirm, has there been a no work, no pay policy in place?
Usually, LRA prescribes that if you go out on a strike, it's no work, no pay. We have engaged management today on ways on how to potentially reduce that impact on the employees, and further communication would be distributed by Transnet later on tonight about the proposals that we've made and that has been accepted by Transnet.
If there's no concession there, the calculation is always how much have workers lost, and can that be made up for with the increase? Have you done that calculation?
No, we haven't done that calculation, but it is any strike. In order for employees, depending on the duration of the strike, employees lose money. But going into next year, and we need to take a long-term view here, so it is going to take a long time for the employees to recover the monies that they've lost through the strike. We have achieved what we needed to achieve for our members, meaning a cost of living related increase. It will take them months and years to make up the losses, but going into next year's negotiations or next year's increase, at least their base pay has increased, and therefore that increase that is then calculated next year would assist the members on helping make up for the monies that they've lost during the strike.
Final question. We spoke earlier about the backlog. There is a concern, food rot. There's a huge concern about agricultural produce that has not been able to be exported, or things that can't come into the country. Is there any motivation to really clear this with extra speed? Is there some sort of commitment where Transnet and workers can work together to ensure that backlog is cleared as quickly as possible? And timeframes there, please, if there are.
So our members are absolutely committed to return to work, and they will return to work in full force. Some of the employees might already start returning to work tonight, depending on whether they were participating in the strike action today. So, and as you can also imagine, because the employees have lost quite a significant amount of money during the strike action, they are eager and willing to work the overtime that is required to build and reduce those backlogs and clear the backlogs.
And I do want to throw in one final question. SABC members, you said they can carry on being on strike if they wish to, but will they receive the 6% increase? That is across the board for all members right now.
So SABC has got the choice to either fall in with the agreement, or if they are not satisfied with the agreement, they can maintain their position, continue with the strike, and then time will teach what they're going to come back on.
All right, thank you.
Either it's going to be the same as us, or not.
Cobus van Vuuren, UNTU's General Secretary, and that is an explanation after UNTU signed a wage agreement or entered into an agreement with Transnet to end the strike for UNTU members. They are the majority of the members on strike.